We're gonna talk arm lock putter, some of the things I found with it, some things you might wanna try, avoid if you're thinking about going that route. If you're thinking about trying an arm lock putter, I kind of went through it, so I'm gonna give you some reasons, some of the things I like, some of the things I'm not particularly sure of yet, some things you might want to look for if you are thinking about getting an arm lock putter, and just my overall impressions of the arm lock putter. So enjoy. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, hit that bell to stay up to date on all the new stuff we're dropping, and let's get into it. First thing you're gonna wanna avoid, in my opinion, is trying to create your own arm lock putter. I did this for budget reasons. I didn't wanna commit to buying one because they're expensive. Golf clubs are expensive. But what I found was the length to the putter, because you're adding steel, it throws off the head weight so much that you add all this lead tape, but then it kind of ruins the feel of the overall, ruins the overall feel of the putter. I tried it with a couple and I hated them all. I actually at first thought arm lock putting was horrible. I hated it. After that, when I initially decided, no, it's not for me, I actually decided to go and buy this old belly putter. I liked the feel a lot better. The head was balanced for the shaft. Overall, the swing felt better. It felt with the regular putter that I extended, when I went to putt with it, it would always kind of come off. It would always kind of come off my arms. I don't know what it was, balance issue, because of the extra steel, the grip, I don't know, but I hated it, especially on lag putts. It just kept coming off my arm. So when I went to the belly putter, that kind of went away, and I actually really started to like the mechanics of the arm lock. The only thing I found is, because belly putters and these types of putters are meant to be anchored to your stomach like this, there isn't a ton of loft on it. So I was getting really inconsistent rolls. It was bouncing, it was jumping. So what I ended up having to do is play that ball way up in my stance like this, and then that caused all kinds of problems. Because of that de-loft and having to play that ball so far forward, what I found is I was pulling a lot of short putts because it was so far forward. But then with my lag putting, because as the stroke gets longer, that hop could get bigger. So I could have I would hit some really weird putts that just made no sense, come up 20 feet short and all that. So but the mechanics felt really good, but my weight control just was absolutely horrible. I tried adding loft to the putter, but it just kind of changed the look of it because it's not designed to be that loft. So kind of my thing is, I would highly recommend, first of all, not making your own arm lock. I think it's a waste of a good putter. It's going to end up costing you $100 most likely, between a long grip and adjusting, unless you can do it yourself. And then maybe potentially I would recommend going and trying a belly putter and extending it. You might get lucky, you might like the look of it. For me, I didn't. I hated it. I liked the mechanics, so I used it for a while to just get the feel of the arm lock, which is what the only reason I would recommend doing it, is to get the feel of the arm lock and then go and purchase a proper arm lock. So now I just want to quickly talk about a few of the cons with this style putting. The first thing is, it is really hard to find a place to try these, at least in Canada, maybe not in the US. The second thing is finding the right length and lie is a challenge. If you have no concept, or if you have no understanding, if you're just going into it blind, you could really struggle with this. Also, there's not a ton of options head-wise. Evnroll does a great job with it, but there's not a ton of options. Doing it on your own is actually quite expensive, and I didn't find it very good. So you're gonna have to purchase a new putter most likely, and that's expensive. These putters are not cheap. The price of golf clubs is absolutely astronomical now. Like I mean, I paid for this putter, so I know. And then the other thing is it might not work for you. You might buy this putter and it might not help you at all. Ideally, you find a place where you could get custom fit. That's always the best option, especially for putters. It's an underrated thing. But just be aware of that. This isn't a magic fix. It's a trial thing. It can help with certain areas, but there are growing pains. You might putt worse for a while, and you have to be okay with that. It's, you know, it's a big change. It's a completely different style of putting. So now I want to go over a few things you might have to change in your putting setup to get the most out of the armlock putter. For myself, I always putted very narrow, within very narrow stance, a conventional reverse overlap grip. What I found with the armlock putter, when I went to do the conventional grip, I felt very awkward with the forward press. Felt very like over it, and I couldn't ever get comfortable. So I played around with grips, and I ended up settling with the claw grip. This allows me to feel very square with the shoulders and allowed me to like really send that putter down the path. But with a regular putter, the claw grip feels very awkward, and I kind of flip my hands at it. So be aware, you might do something completely different with a conventional putter versus an armlock putter, and that's just something to be aware of. The other thing I found with an armlock putter is just a little wider stance allows me to feel more stable, and then from there, the ball is just slightly more forward because of the forward press. Now, putter design can really help with this. This one has an exaggerated offset plus the exaggerated pistol. For me, that feels like I don't have this super forward press, which I hated. That's what happened with the belly putter. So a few adjustments to the setup, maybe a different grip, it can go a long way. Now, the other thing is be open to different putter shapes, be open to different putter styles than you normally would be. With the armlock, it can look quite different just because you have that forward press, it's a longer putter, it's attached to you. So what you might like in a short putter might look horrible or feel horrible in an arm lock. For me, I always like blade style putters, but with the arm lock, it looked like a ton of loft and everything looked left. So be open to that, be open to different putter designs, and you know, just get out and roll it. It's not a magic fix, so you have to be aware of that. So keep your expectations realistic when you're putting with an arm lock putter. It's not gonna hold every putt, but it's a great option. Just be aware again, but just be aware again, you might have to change your putting style. It's gonna take some time to find what's comfortable. So with that said, I'm a fan, but it was some growing pains. There were some serious growing pains when it came to it. And I've had to change a lot of things in my putting, but it's been great. I highly recommend the arm lock putter. The one thing that I found that's really helped is the one thing I found with putting though with the arm lock is I would get, because of that forward press, I'd get very static. I'd stand over this putt, look down my line, look back at the ball, and I'd be standing here forever. And then when I went to pull the trigger, it was really awkward. So what I found that's helped that is when I set up, a little wider stance, ball a little more forward, I got the claw grip now. When I look down that line, I don't forward press until I'm ready, come back to the ball ready to go. It's kind of like a little trigger. So I set up, look down my line, look back, when I'm ready to go, forward press, then send it. Okay. Be open to different putting styles, be open to different grips, be open to everything different. It's a different way of putting. You've gone to the arm lock for whatever reason, just be open-minded. What has the arm lock putting style done for me? What does it help me improve? What does it make better? It smoothed out my stroke. It got rid of that hit. It made me accelerate more, because for me, I used to get here in a little handsy, and on those makeable putts, you know, 15, 20 footers, I would sometimes add a little bit of hands to it, and then I'd get a few jumpers, and then I'd start decelling on it. This has taken away that. After, you know, figuring out the setup, it's just made my stroke a little more fluid, and then the fluid has increased my speed control, and then with increased speed control, I've gained a ton of confidence. And at the end of the day, if you're confident on the putting green, you're gonna do okay. So again, here, just everything, and it's just really, again, smoothed out my stroke. It's made it a lot more fluid. It's made it more repeatable. And again, a lot of people think it's the face control. I had great face control. My stats on Sam Putt Loud were fantastic for face control. I could get the ball started online, but where I struggled was with speed control. So because I lacked speed, I couldn't make any putts, except short ones, because I could square the putter face up. So it's not always with arm lock about getting the face back to square. If you struggle with speed, it could also be a huge help to that. For me, that's basically why I use the arm lock putting style, strictly for speed, because I could make short putts. Short putting wasn't a problem for me, but those makeable ones, the lag putts were. So yeah, just be aware of that. If you're struggling on speed, the arm lock might help you. It did for me. That is my overview of my adventures to getting to the putter I'm at now with the arm lock style. I'm a fan. Definitely some growing pains, definitely some frustration out there. So I hope that this video can maybe speed up the process of finding the right thing that works for you when it comes to this style of putting. And you know, just if you're looking at it, give it a try. And till next time, guys, have a good one.